Well, hi and welcome to my shop, and thanks so much for joining me this morning here and keeping me company while I work on this radio. So my aims today is to get rid of all the rest of the questionable capacitors and then get this radio working in some reasonable way. We'll see what happens. We have about six or eight capacitors, something like that, to do. First ones are up here. Let's pull this out. Right, there's some down in here. Let me flip it right over. I guess they're all accessible from underneath here. One, two, three, four, five. These two, I'll talk a little more about these two here. There's another one here. And I think that's it. That's it for them. These two we're looking at it yesterday, kind of wondering what's going on with these. They appear to be hooked on either side of the power where it's coming in, and they are hooked together. There's a terminal kind of hidden there, terminal sitting right there, which sure looks like it's popped off of something somewhere, like it's popped off of this panel. It makes not a lot of sense to have the capacitors like this. Doesn't, and if you're going to join them at the top, you would join them right at the top. You wouldn't bring it down here and then have a terminal thing. So I'm going to look in here really carefully and see if I can spot where that terminal has come off. So what I'm really inclined to do is get that center terminal onto the chassis somehow. I can call it the center terminal. Well, that might be a pop-off spot right there. That's the most likely place for it. So you can see the flat piece. I mean, logically, it just come from right there. There's maybe a lot of spring left in the way, like when the person did this, there was a lot of spring tension left in these pulling on this. You can see it pulled it right off and got that kind of clearance. Maybe that's the story behind this. Yeah, it really looks like there's a spot there. I think it's the same spot we're seeing up this way. Has an odd look to it. So that would be probably a spot weld that didn't take. It's probably what that is. And there's just no way these are left floating out here in series. So this is a 1000 volt. That's a little bit of overkill. 250 volt. Oh yeah, these are the rated any way you want capacitors. So that's a 4700. That's a 0.005. And it's going to be the same here, I'm sure. 4700. So I get 2.005 microfarad capacitors in here. And I'm going to use a special type that's intended for going across the power line. Not these. Look at that crack, eh? I feel like you just grab that thing and just pop it right up. pop it into two. Probably not though. It's just the shell that's cracking. So that's what I'll do with these. I'll get those out now. 0.005 safety cap. That's kind of small. 0.005. So these are capacitors, as I understand it. These are built in such a way that they cannot explode or catch fire, even if they should fail. That's a 0.1. That's way too big. That's a huge one. We can't use these. These come in two types, X and Y. This says Y2 on it. 0.022. 0.02, but we're looking for a 0.005. That's a pretty small capacitor. These ones are 0.015. I used two of these. So some of these are called X type and some are called Y type. This one says it has an X on it. So I believe, and I could be wrong about this, if you're going to use these, you should look this stuff up yourself. But X, you can think of it as being across the line. So an X type can go right across the 120 volt line. The Y type is meant to go from line to ground. What exactly is going on in these capacitors that make them so special, so different? I don't know. In desperate situations, I've used this type of capacitor as a just a regular capacitor. I mean, it's a capacitor, right? A little expensive. To figure out now they welded the terminal on there because there's no terminal nearby. Here's one. Here's one right here. See, that's put on the same way. That's exactly the same thing. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, I could have looked for another example. So yeah, there you are. I bet you if I yank on that or bend it back a little bit, it'll pop off. But no doubt, arc welded, definitely. Well, I'm going to use this as another contact, a ground point for what I'm doing. That's perfect. I'll just go in like that. That's perfect. Make that ground connection first. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this and get it done. Okay, those two guys are in. Now, let's go for these ones here. Three of them. 1, 2. This is the tone control. You see wires coming up from it. It's these two terminals. Capacitors. This is all tone control stuff. Okay, they're all in pretty good shape, so I'm going to be able to read their value and just replace them part by part for part. We'll carry on with that. Okay, that takes care of those three in here. I'm going to test one of these because these came out looking, well, looking about as good as these ever look. So why don't we give one of these a test as an example. Okay. 50 volts. Can you see the eye there? It's a little hard to see, isn't it? I can see it now. 50 volts, what do you say? Look at that. 150. It won't open on 150. So, you know, bad. But nothing to write home about. Great. Now I've got, what have I got left here? I just have a couple left, don't I? Where are they? Here they are. There's one here. Is that the last guy? Last of these offensive capacitors. And I have an electrolytic one up on top to do. I think this is the last one here. Okay. Let's go after that one. Cut them out. What's it involved in here? So this is the antenna terminal. Antenna coming in, coil here. A memory device there. 470 picofarads, another 1000 volt capacitor. 470 picofarads. Okay, I'll stick that in there. Okay, I think that's it in there. Good. I think that's it for capacitors. I don't think there's any more in here. Let's just take a look. There's nothing down here of that old type. Yes, there's more capacitors in here, but they're a very reliable type of capacitor. Just looking it over. Well, I don't see any. Hiding up in here. Nope. I think I got them all. What about here? Nope. Okay. I think this time we're ready to operate this radio. See if we can actually make it work. Okay, you gotta get the cabinet up here and all that stuff again. No, there is one more capacitor to do here. Electrolytic one there. So I believe that's a 4. See if we can do this one from the top. There's not much. Oops. No, won't be doing that one from the top. There's no wire left. So that says 5 microfarads, 70 volts, 80 volts. Positive here, positive here. I left the lead sticking up there. Okay, so should I put a 4 or a 5 in? Probably doesn't matter much. It says 5 here. Where did I get 4 from? From the schematic. 5 it is. A 5 microfarad electrolytic capacitor of 5. .8, 4.7, 4.7, and lots of voltage. 250. Okay. Push this one through. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and work away on that and get that done. Okay, I think we're ready to give it another try. Power cord. Power's off. This time I've replaced capacitors right on the power line. At least I think that's what I did. Just going to be a little bit careful powering this up. So to start off with, again, the switch is off. Okay, we're running almost the full voltage at it, except I'm going to put it through the dim bulbs. There we go. Nothing happening, of course. Good. Okay, we'll put it on AM. Maybe the light will come on this time. Dim bulbs. All is good. Okay, that's almost full voltage. No light. There we are. Light's a bit of a hassle actually when we're doing videos here. There. Oh, something in the speaker. Oh my gosh. The natives are restless. What happened to the button here? Did it stay down? You know what? Unless this button stays down, I can hear the radio come on. Maybe the radio, the way I've got it here, it's blocking the... let's try that. Okay, switch not working. Thump, 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 thump. Let's cut the power. So lubrication issue, I believe, with the switch. Buttons are pretty dirty there, aren't they? So, I guess I'm going to have to flip this over again. Okay. Power off. Didn't like the thumping sound I heard. Reminds me of the last radio I worked on. Oh no. Okay. Get at the switches. Oops. Okay. Switches. Maybe you need the radio right upside down, perhaps. So there's a slider bar, a release bar that probably isn't working. Let's try the switches now. Everything's off. Yeah. So I could just give it a kind of a general blast. This bar right here. There's locked now. There should be a retaining spring pulling this little bar. It's loose. It feels loose. Maybe it sticks out this side too. Yeah, it sticks out both. Feels pretty loose. Is the spring shot? I don't feel any spring tension in it. tension on it though. Oh boy. What's happened to the tension? Here it go there. Well, this could be the end of this radio. That's the thing. I think a close look is what's needed here. Trying to figure out exactly what's happening. Is there really a mechanical problem, or is it just lubrication? I don't want to go ahead and just start spraying in the lubricant without examining it better. That's probably the release bar right there. See, I think it's supposed to snap back in. There should be something pulling on it in. And when you operate the switch pulls against or pushes against the spring, and then right there it should snap back in. There, it's snapped in. I see the switch is locked out. But it's not springing back. You think there'd be a spring just in behind this wall that could do it. The thing is, that piece doesn't feel all that loose. Let me release here. It doesn't feel like it's binding. Yeah, how would you ever go after that? It's kind of weird looking. What's this? That's on the off switch. So that's just a spring to. That's a very poorly done deal. Just like that. Well, that's how they did it. They didn't add any spring to these other ones. They all spring back. Hey, it's locking a bit. Sometimes you just work these enough and they'll start. I can feel it just trying to catch. So the spring is probably up in here. But you know, lubricating the spring isn't really the idea. Any chance we can see up in there? Not really from down here. Locked. Locked. Okay, they're all locking. Almost all locking. So there can be lots of other problems with these switches too, not just the mechanics, but the contacts can be really poor in these things. You can actually see the metal in this one. The contacts. See them moving? It's like looks like a pair of tweezers. And I think they're tweezering. You can see there's a. I think they're tweezering either side of a sliding piece. And you can see a little bit in there. Yeah, you can see them. How they actually work. You could hose them down with a little bit of WD-40. Some of that's going to get into the mechanism too. And these are quite unreliable type switches here. Very hard to do anything with directly. Okay, that's the decision. The decision is made. A slight misting of lubricant in there probably do the trick. Slight misting. Stuff usually goes in blobs and globs. Now, what about gravity helping out here? There we go here or here, down or up. What reader thing? You can get it right in through here. So I would want to deal. What I really want to deal with is the mechanism that I believe is faltering, the latching mechanism. Well, there's a rubbing contact surface right here. And we'll put a little bit over here too. Call that the first place. Yeah, tell me that's all it took after all that? Done. Okay, so no need to spray anything in here until there's a need to spray stuff in there. Until we think there's problems with the switches. This should probably be up here a little bit. Like that. Wow, there's hardly any clearance on these wires. Okay. Fix that. For now, anyway. Flip this back around here. Okay, we're ready for another try. Yeah, I think so. Always stand back on these things. Okay, switch is undefined at the moment here. Let's just set switched off. I'm going to go ahead and switch it on to AM broadcast. Here we go. Dim bulbs first. Good. You see the light in the tube there? I see the light. Volume, please. Well, that's better. Probably dirty volume control, and the slider is lifting, and the resistance of the volume control is going crazy. That's probably why we're getting weird things. That's easy to fix. Let's turn up a little bit. Okay, I can hear it. I don't want the oscillating area. Okay, tune the radio. She's working. Funny whumps in there. I don't know if you can hear that. As I tune back and forth, there's a whump, whump, very low pitched. Yeah. Don't know exactly what that is. Can we manage to pick anything up? The wrong end here. Maybe down around this area. It's faint. Faded out. The radio's gotten very weak. Oh. Well, it's picking up noises and stuff. Let's just do this. Let's try FM. Oh boy. FM, really? Let's give it a go here. Okay, we'll plug in the FM antenna. Can't reach it. Okay, we're going to move the radio so we can plug in the FM antenna. Or use a cheater. Let me use a cheater right now. Where's a good cheater? Any old wire will do. Maybe you can't hear, but there's a thump, 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 thump. Almost sounds like a heartbeat. It's very faint. Definitely something oscillating there. Antenna connection for FM. Down under. Right in here. Hey, that just shouldn't have affected that. How did that happen? But so on the back here are two closely spaced terminals and two more distant terminals. I don't know why that is. So we're set on AM. Why touching the FM antenna? That's what we're going to do. There we are. Red wire for FM antenna. How come it's doing something on AM too? Can we get a station? No. Okay, let's try FM here. FM. Oh, that volume control really needs attention. Yeah, let's deal with that. I gotta deal with that volume control. It's just too much interference here. Oh, I don't want to. Maybe just swing the radio in like this. Get at it. Be able to use the real FM antenna then too. Okay, volume control. Let's take a close look at it and see if there's somewhere I can spray something into it. Time for some new lights. Listen to this creaky thing. There. It's a creaky thing. Now, so we're looking for gaps, holes, or places in which we can spray cleaner. Oh, it's not very well lit. Often right past the terminals. This looks like quite a monster volume control here. Here's the rest of the leads are all down underneath. Now, is that... Yeah, can you look right inside there? Let me turn the knob here and see if we can see anything moving. I don't think so. The movement is taking place in this metal shell here. Well, you just take a shot at spraying just in where these leads are. These ones, I have to turn the radio upside down. Let's try the one at the top there. Where the tap is on it. Usually I like to do this with the radio operating, but I won't. It's very consistent. I don't know if that did anything at all. Okay, volume down. Let's get it on. Can I turn it on like this? I think so. Okay. Still on FM. Volume's turned right down. Antenna's still here. Okay, what do we got now? Didn't seem to do it. Okay, we'll try again. This time we're going to have to tip it up. Let's spray it into the... this thing's hanging from its wires. Flip it right over. Sitting right on its antenna. Yikes. That's bad, 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 bad. Okay, but so be it. So be it. Now, where'd the volume control go? It's not going to work like this. This is not going to work. You got to go up on its end. Like this. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, where'd that volume control go? That didn't work. This didn't get us anywhere. What am I doing? Big bad things happen when you move these receivers around like this. Really bad things can happen. I don't want that to happen. Oh my gosh, I got this thing right out of control. Juggling it every which way. Okay, like this is how I want it. I want it upside down like this. That's good enough. Okay, wow. Wasn't that a wild ride? Right in here. Let's take a closer look before I'm spraying willy-nilly. Trying to see through the gap where the lugs go. And I'm turning the control, looking for anything moving. So what I think I see there is a metal can. The top, the way it's angled now, would be open, but there's a piece of fiber on it, fiber board. And the terminals are squeezed between the metal can and the fiber board. Now obviously they can't be touching the metal can, so it must be another insulating fiber board in there. Get a little more light on it. It should be obvious. Now that looks like WD-40 spread all over it. Let's see, I think I went in the gap at the back there, which doesn't go anywhere. I've got to get it into the gap following the leads, the terminals. and use a little bit of spray pressure to make it in there. It doesn't take much to get in there, just any little bit. Okay, ready for another shot here. I really wish this was right up. There's no safe way to turn this right upside down. Okay, following one of those terminal posts right in. Ah, big blast. Quickly spread it. Okay, turn the volume. Let's turn the radio on. I keep saying to myself, this is the moment where you ruin it. This is the moment where you wreck it. This is the moment where you drop it. Yeah, big part. A big part for me in doing this work is paying attention to risk all the time, and assessing everything with risk. The risk of increasing damage and all kinds of risks. In you go. Risk of looking foolish on a YouTube video. That's a special risk I have. There we go. Okay. Tubes in. We're ready to go again. Power. Today and yesterday, rainy days. Cloudy, rainy days. But boy, do we need the rain. Okay, we're still set on FM, which is okay for me. What am I not thinking of? Hard to say. Here we go. Hard to know what you're not thinking of. Hard to find things that are missing. Certain things are very difficult. Oh. Well, okay, so that answers that question already. Is it better? Wow. Oh, this is so similar to the last radio. which no, don't get to this situation. Come on, clean up. This is so similar. Well, that's really a battle. How come I'm not hearing any FM stuff at all? So I don't have the cover on the tuner, but that shouldn't silence it. Thump, 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 thump. Now that sounds like an FM hiss. The thumping went away. So I'm thinking the volume control is making a proper connection at this point. Let's tune. Anybody, somebody. Anything. Something. Well, which end is which on this? So this is the high end, but the stations around here, FM stations, are down at this end. I want to go a little bit further with the FM side of it. could also try the short wave just to see if. Let's get off FM. There's additional circuitry and complications with FM. We'll switch back to AM. We'll try the short wave band, just see what happens. Why not? So to do that, hey, look at this. Yeah, magic eyes got some magic in it. Hey, what happens when you tune here? Of course, there's nothing happening. So far, we have no action on the FM side of things. Well, that's great. On the I, that's good. Like that. Antenna for shortwave. And now, where do we connect it exactly? Ooh. Looking for the back of the radio. Who's taken the back of this radio? One of the cats has done it. Oh gosh, where is it? Oh, here it is. It's right here. It's right here in front of me all the time. Ground over here, antenna here, and FM on top. Now this antenna looks to me like when you push a plug into this antenna socket, you're operating a switch in there, which I can also see. So we'll play around. We'll play around here. We'll try to get beyond the switch. Okay, I think I'm beyond the switch. We'll take this one off. We'll switch to one of these shortwave. Oh my gosh, look at that. You know, the last radio I was working on, I gave up on temporarily because of this kind of exactly this kind of problem. I moved on to this radio, and the problem has come with me. So, ignoring the horrible oscillation there, can I tone that away maybe? Okay. That's the bass. Oh my gosh, wow. There's some action. Oh yeah. I cleaned one control, I didn't bother with the rest. Put your thinking cap on, Jim. Do one, you should do them all. Okay. In Canada, the thinking cap is based on the toque. And if you don't know what a toque is, it's a woolen cap. Okay. Other controls. I think our best move is like this. So these are wide open here. No problem cleaning those guys. We'll take a close-up look in any case. I looked at these when I was originally inspecting the radio. Yeah, if you ever wonder what's inside a volume control, this is exactly what's inside a volume control. Spring-loaded, slightly spring-loaded slider, sliding on what is probably a carbon material of some sort. The challenges in these things are connecting to this material, like the rivets here. It's very challenging to make these connections work permanently. I'm not saying they didn't succeed, but it's just an engineering issue. The other one, I don't know which one's which now. It's odd, they just left them out in the weather like this. The tiniest amount of WD-40 is going to do it on here. Let's do this a little differently then. How? I don't know how. What was I talking about? I was going to do something different, but I won't. Here we go. Just the littlest amount. In fact, there's enough just coming out of the hose here. I didn't even have to spray it. Anybody else need some spraying in here? Doesn't look like it. Take a look at this arrangement better. So you can see some FM leads going up to the FM tuner. This might be ultimately the antenna wire here going in the radio. Where am I going to hook this up? I've got it right here. I think I may have missed the... That's good. I think that's good. Too quick, Jim. Slow down. I think more accidents happen when people are feeling sure of themselves or when people are feeling doubtful. What do you think? Most of the time people feel sure about themselves for good reason. They have experience, and I guess it's feeling sure about yourself when you shouldn't. That's the real problem. Okay, we're ready again. Yeah, ready again. Volume down, tone who knows where, power on, no action, no plug. Okay, I'll try again. Action. Still on FM. Oh, no we're not. We're on shortwave 2. The frequency we are set to is around... How do you read this? I can hear the thumping already. 20, 25, I'm not even sure. I think it's 25 meters, I think is where we are. Because that sounds... good, except it's still discontrol, isn't it? Very bad. Okay, up high is good. That's good. I don't think you can see the dial no matter what I do here. Strange sound. Again, I really don't know what frequency I'm on. Some strange stuff there. Bursts of sound.
The total fire was destroyed some of the
That's excellent. I'll fool with the tone controls and see if the thumping, the motorboating goes away. Not on the bass.
To come when Jesus comes to set up his kingdom. So you see, what caused the ruin of Sodom and Gomorrah was a supernatural fire and brimstone, which is a warning and an example of the same sort of destructive agent.
Oh, that's tuning it with the volume control here.
When Jesus spoke of the
Take a while to guess that was 9.33. Oh. Something really funny going on there. Why when I tune over here does it change the feedback? And then it hangs in. Who's doing that? Quickly, where's my stick? The almighty stick. Aha. So, another thing I didn't clean or lubricate are the contacts in the tuning capacitor. So as you know, part of the capacitor is rotating, yet it has to maintain a contact to the radio. So there's a sliding contact in these radios. The part that's rotating is actually a grounded part. So the contacts, the sliding contacts, are enabling a grounding of the rotor. You might think automatically the rotor must be the insulated one. It's not. So I'm going to try lubricating and cleaning those contact surfaces. We're going to have to find out where they are. I'm going to shut the radio off for now. We'll see if we can identify them. I'll use the other camera here. And what we're looking for, usually brass spring clips. Now right down at the bottom there. This I need a little better lighting on here. Usually right in a place like this. There's some kind of a spring arrangement. My camera view of it's not very clear. Okay, they do them on the ends. Again, just not getting enough light on the topic here. Just going to get a glance at any one of them. Once I've seen one, I kind of figure how they're doing it. So I think that's it. Let me show you what I'm pointing to. Use the pointed end of the stick. There is no pointed end on this stick. Where are you? Way over here. So this piece, I am right here. Right here. There is a piece in there. Can you see? It looks like it's riveted to the center part here, down here. If I hit that, I gotta hit that with some spray. Usually I spray the camera when I do these. Up close like this, I can't see what I'm doing. Well, that's a spot. Well, these stupid spray cans, when you go to spray them, the hose moves. Oh, Wow, wasn't that an exciting blast there? Tune. Where's the tuner? Where'd the tuner go? There we are. Tune that baby. Now there's usually a number of grounding things. We're looking at this capacitor pretty close here. Any of these bent out? The outside. So that one that's dead center of the screen appears to be bent out ever so slightly. That's just an indication of an alignment action taken at the, especially where the splits are. If you look at the splits, they don't line up 100%. Adjustments have been made. Sometimes the factory alignment process involves bending these. This one looks perfectly straight. Pretty well. So it could be by accident, but if you find these bent way out, chances are they were done in the factory. Now, that one, now that's a problem. I don't know what I'm talking about. I can't get the camera lined up right on it, so something's in the way. I'm looking at, I think it's this one over here. Yeah. Looking at that outside one, appears to come in. They should not come in. If anything, they've been bent out, never in. That looks like what would happen if, let me change cameras. If someone like me grabbed this tube, my finger can get into contact with the plates right here and push the plate in, and that's what it looks like has happened. And could it be me? No, I would never do that. Somebody else did it. So I don't know for sure this plate is in so far it's going to rub. It's actually down lower. Yeah, oh, definitely it was going to rub. Oh, did I get that on that other camera? Look at it this way. So, look at that. Oop. There. That's going to rub. So I'm going to bend that out. The next plate behind it looks like it is bent out a little bit. Not much, anyway. I mean, if you think if they're going to make adjustments, that it would, it'd be significant. Okay, so let's bend this plate back out. Not too far. There we go. I better just turn the whole capacitor and inspect it here. And if you move these plates, you retune the radio. See, these ones look like they're pushed out on purpose. There's a separate plates in different positions, so you can affect different parts of the dial. So you know, if you really got into this, you could make it so the pointer is absolutely accurate all the way across the dial. I think that would be your objective. Boy, it would be a very fiddly thing. And you really need a factory setup, I think, to do that properly. I never attempt to bend those myself. I just know enough to leave them alone if they're bent out. The outside plates are bent out. Okay. Ready to try again. Yeah, ready to try again. Okay. There we go. Stop for a minute and think. Yep. Good. Okay. Full power. What are we going to get this time? Ooh, I didn't like that. Okay, now it could be the button. So another, problem with these radios is these sets of buttons. They go like this. Wow. And they are not easy to clean. Is that what it is? What is it? So the base control affects the motor loading. So I don't think that's dirt in the control. I think that's a point where different oscillation breaks in. It sounds kind of sudden, like a pop, but I don't think it's dirt. Lots of weird stuff. Wow. Oh my gosh. Where did our station go?
So you'd see, he is not a Bible teaching at all, and so when the wicked perish, they will cease to be.
You are listening to World's Last Chance
Tuning the wrong thing.
on 9330 kHz, 31 mixband. World's Last Chance Radio, preparing the people for the Saviour's soon return.
Soon return. Soon, guys. Last Chance Radio.
There are fewer things more important than prayer to a vital Christian walk. Prayer is the believer's personal connection to the throne room of heaven. What is said on earth, what is even thought and felt on earth.
Yeah.
Believer should know how to pray. Prayer is important even though you're speaking to the one.
Oh, I could say so many things. Okay, one more assessment on the FM side of things. FM. Still, I don't have an FM antenna hanging. Oh boy. The FM pointers here. Getting nothing on FM. No antenna. Let's put the. I'll put this long, stupid antenna on. What do we have? Where do we touch this? How about this? That's the FM part. Come on, radio. Do me a favor. The list of things that could be causing these kinds of problems is gigantic. And there could be 2-3 simultaneous problems in here. And there can even be a problem with the problem. I thought we got an FM hiss last time. Hold still, radio. That's full volume on it. Somewhere in here. This is so similar to the last radio I am on. Somebody cast a spell on me or something? Well, I think we're getting absolutely nowhere with the FM side of this radio at this point. So, and I don't think it's just because the can is off the antenna here, off the tuner. Well, I think that's going to be it for today. Lots of stuff to think about now. Can't blame too much on old capacitors, but there still are old capacitors in here. They're just the more reliable type that are probably okay, but may not be. Did I make an error in the work I did? I don't think so, but you know, Don't we all think that until we find out we were wrong? And yeah, I'm going to spend some time thinking about how to proceed from here, because it's getting a little bit complicated now. So thanks a lot for watching, and go out, enjoy my day, play with my cats, and stay out of the rain. See ya.